So let us discuss about the jump statements. So loops, they execute a set of instructions repeatedly until the test condition evaluates to false. Sometimes while executing a loop, it becomes desirable to skip a part of the loop or to leave the loop as soon as a certain condition occurs. For example, in the case of finding whether a number is prime or not, the program written for such a scenario, the scenario we are taking into consideration is that we are finding whether a particular number is prime or not. So in this case, the loop should be terminated as soon as a factor greater than or equal to 2 is found. So Java has features that allows you to unconditionally transfer the program control within a method, that is within a function, without depending on the evaluation of the condition. And such statements, they are referred to as the jump statements. Okay, and these statements, they are the flow control statements that cause a jump to another part of your program. And Java, it supports 3 jump statements. They are return, break and continue. For your syllabus, we don't require return now. It will be covered up in the chapter of methods in class 10. You require what is break and what is continue. So first let's discuss about the break statement. So the break statement terminates the current loop or the switch statement. The execution then continues from the statement immediately following the current loop or switch statement. And the break statement, it consists of the keyword break followed by a semicolon. So we have the break keyword and a semicolon. Now let us discuss with the help of a program the use of break statement in for loop. Now I have written here class loops, the main method, public static void main, string args, int x, x is the loop counter variable. For x is equal to 1, x less than equal to 10, x plus plus, initialization, test condition, update. Opening braces, now inside the body of the loop we have 3 statements here. System.out.println x. Now if x is equals to 5, if x is equal to 5, means if x equals 5, this is equals, okay, it's a relational operator, then break. Then this is the closing of this for, this is the closing of this main, and this is the closing of this class. Okay. Now in this case, what happens is that first, if I show you the working process here, it is the initial value of x. Initial value of x is initially what here? 1. Okay. So then what happens? Initially the value of x will not be updated. First initial value of x is 1. Now the value of x will be compared whether it is less than equal to 10. Now 1 is less than equal to 10. It is true. So the control will move inside the loop body. So what it will print? System.out.println x. So it will print the value of x. So this condition is true. So it will print the value of x which is equal to 1. Right? Now the value of x is not equal to 5 now here. Now next slide. If x equals to 5. Now the value of x is not equal to 5. The value of x is 1. So this condition is what here? This condition is false. Okay. Now what happens? Now after the execution of the first means after the first iterations, what will happen? The modification will take place. So what will be the value of x in the second case? the value of x will be updated, means it will be incremented by 1. So the updated value of x will be what? 2 in the second case, right? Now, is x less than equal to 10? It is true. Now what it will print? It will print the value of x. So it will print here what? 2. Now next line, if x equals to 5, x is not equal to 5. So this is what here? False. Okay. So again what will happen here? The value of x will be updated. So it will become what? 3. Now is x less than equal to 10? This condition is true. So what it will print here? It will print here 3. Okay. Now is x equals to 5? Now x is equal to 3. It is not equal to 5. So this condition is what here? False. So again the value of x will be updated. It will become what? 4. Is x less than equal to 10? This is true. So what it will print here? 4. Is x equals to 5? It is false. Now the value of x will be updated. It will become what? 5. Is x less than equal to 10? This is true. So what it will print here? It will print here 5. Right? Now is x equals to 5? Now in this case, now what happens? The value of x is equal to 5. So this is true. So once the value of x is equal to 5, break. Break means what? It will exit from the loop. Okay. So here, what happens here in this case? What will be your output? The output in this case will be, here it is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? Because once the value of x reaches 5, though the value of x, the testing condition is what? That means here, even though the value of x should have reached 10, but because of the statement, what is the statement? If x is equal to 5, break, what will happen? It will force the exit from the loop when the value of x reaches 5. So this is how the break is used in case of for loop. Now let us take the help of a program to illustrate the use of break statement in a while loop. So we name the class as loops. The main method is public static void main string args. Int x is equal to 1. This is your initialization. While x less than equal to 10. This is your test condition. Opening braces. So inside the body of the while loop, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 statements here. They are system.out.println x. If x is equals to 5, break x plus plus. This is the closing of this while. This is the closing of main, and this is the closing of class. Okay. Now, what will be the output of this particular fragment or the particular code? What happens here? The initial value of x is equal to 1. So x value is equal to 1. Now, the value of x is checked here. So what is the test condition? That is whether the value of x is less than equal to 10. Since x value is 1, so this condition is what? True. So if this condition is true, what will be executed here? System.out.println x. So the value of x, what is x? 1. It will be printed. Now x value will be compared whether it is equal to 5 or not. Here x value is 1. So 1 is not equal to 5. So break will not be encountered. The value of x will be updated. So x value will become here 2. Now again, after this what happens? 2 is less than equal to 10. It is true. So system.out.println. So what is the value that is printed? 2. If x equals to 5, 2 is not equal to 5. So break will not be encountered. X plus plus, the value of x will be 3. Now again, 3 less than equal to 10. True. What is printed? System.out.println x. So the value of 3 is printed. 3 not equal to 5. So break not encountered. X plus plus. So it will be, x value will be 4. Again, 4 less than equal to 10. True. System.out.println x. We print 4. 4 not equal to 5. Break not encountered. X plus plus. Value of x will be 5. 5 is less than equal to 10. True. System.out.println x. So 5 is printed. After 5 is printed, now if x is equal to 5, now x value is equal to 5. So what happens here? Break is encountered. So once you encounter break, then what happens? The control will be transferred outside the while loop. That means once the break is encountered, the control will be transferred outside the while loop. So which is the outside the while loop? This is the closing of the while loop. So the control will be transferred here. That is, it will be transferred to a place outside the while loop. So what is the output of this particular program? It will be what here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us discuss about the continue statement. So the continue is a jump statement that is used with the loop instructions. That is for loop, it's used with while loop, and it is also used with do while loop. What it does, it transfers the control to the place in the program where the next iteration of the loop in which it appears begins. So it is useful to force an early iteration of a loop. That is, you might want to continue running the loop. You might want to carry on running a particular loop. But stop processing the remainder of the code in its body for this particular iteration. That means you want to continue running a part of the code inside a loop body, but you don't want the other part of the code to be repeated. Okay. In that case, what you do, that means you want to continue running the loop. But what you want to do, you want to stop processing the remainder of the code in its body, the remaining part of the code in its body for this particular iteration. Then what we do, we use the continue statement. So let us take an example to illustrate the use of continue statement in a for loop. So we name the class as class loops. The main method is public static void main string args int x. X is the loop counter variable. For x is equals to 1, x less than equal to 10, x plus plus opening braces. Now if x is equals to 5, when the value of x becomes 5, continue. System.out.println x is equal to plus x. This is the closing braces for this for. This is the closing for this main, and this is the closing braces for this class. Right? Now let me explain with the help of this working table how exactly this particular program works. So what is the initial value of x here? The initial value of x is equal to 1. So we write here x is equal to 1. Now this is not to be done in the first case. Now 1 less than equal to 10. It is true here. Okay? It is true here. Now if x equals to 5, now x value is not equal to 5. What is the value of x? The value of x is 1. So this is what here? False. Right? So this particular statement continue will not be executed. Next line, system.out.println x equals to plus x. So what is the value of x that will be printed? 1. Right? Now after this, what is the updated value of x? The updated value of x will be here 2. Now, is x less than equal to 10? 2 less than equal to 10 is true. If x equals to 5, is x equals to 5? No, false. So what will be printed here? 2. Now what is the updated value of x? It is 3. Is 3 less than equal to 10? It's true. Is 3 equals to 5? False. So what is printed here? 3. Next, what is the updated value of x? 4. Is 4 less than equal to 10? True. Is 4 equals to 5? No. False. So what will be printed here? 4. Right? Now, what is the updated value of x? 5. Is 5 less than equal to 10? True. Is x equals to 5. 5 is equal to 5. So it is true. So what it will be printed here? Will the value of x here be printed? It will not be printed. Why? Because of this continue statement. So what happens here? When the value of x becomes 5, now using this if statement, it will check whether the value of x is equal to 5 or not. And if the value of x is equal to 5, then what happens? The control, it will continue for the next iteration, okay, thereby skipping the statements below it. That means, what is the statement below it? The statement is the printing the value of x, that is value of 5. So this value of 5 will not be printed. This display, what will happen here? This display, it gets skipped. Okay, this display gets skipped in the part where x is equal to 5, right? And then what happens? It will skip the control will continue for the next iteration, right? So what will be the next iteration now? The next iteration, the value of the x will become 6 here. Now 6, this is also true. Now this is false. So what will be printed here? 6 will be printed. Then next updated value will become 7. This condition is true. This condition is false. So what will be printed here? 7. Next, the value of x is what? 8. So this condition holds true. This condition is false. So what is printed? 8. Next, what is happening here? 9. So here it is true. This is false. So what is printed? 9. Then what is the updated value of x? 10. 10 less than equal to 10 is true. This is false. Now what is printed here? The value of 10 is printed. Then the value of x becomes what? 11. This condition is now what? False. So once the condition becomes false, then what happens? The statements inside the loop will not be executed. So what is the output of this particular program? The output of this particular program is what here? It will print 1, 2, 3, then it will print 4, 5 it will not print, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay. So here what happens when the value of x is equal to 5, then what happens? It will skip the printing part. That is, it will not print x equals to 5. The value of x equals to 5. When it reaches the value, that particular value, it will skip the printing part, right? So, what is the purpose of the continue statement? What is the purpose of the continue statement? The purpose of the continue statement is what? It is to skip. It is basically used to skip the remaining. It is used to skip the remaining statements in a loop and continue with the next iteration. Okay, so you have to remember this particular part. Now let me discuss about a particular question here. The question is, name 2 jump statements and write their uses, right? So this can be the question, or the question can be asked in this way, that is, what is the difference between break and continue statements when they occur in a loop? For both the question, the answer is the same. You can write like this. That is, if it is asked, name 2 jump statements and write their uses, you only have to change it like this. 2 jump statements are break statement. A break statement terminates the current loop or switch statement. The execution then continues from the statement immediately following the current loop or switch statement. And continue statement, a continue statement skips the rest of the current iteration of the loop. It jumps back to the beginning of the loop and continues with the next iteration, including the evaluation, okay, of loop controlling condition, right? So if your question is asked again in this way, what's the difference between break and continue statement when they occur in a loop? You can write down break statement terminates the current loop, or switch statement, the execution then continues from the statement immediately following the current loop or switch statement. Continue statement skips the rest of the current iteration of the loop. It jumps back to the beginning of the loop and continues with the next iteration, including the evaluation of the loop controlling condition.